when I was about 10 or 12 years old. I wanted to be a veterinarian. And I worked for a veterinarian while I was 15, 16, and through high school, and then went to Auburn University for 7 years to become a veterinarian. Moved up here in 1980, opened up this clinic. On ear mites, we're talking about ear mites today. And what ear mites are spread from one dog or cat to another dog or cat through direct contact. Ear mites can also live in the environment for short periods of time, and it can be a real nuisance problem. The way most owners can see if their dog has ear mites is that first off they start digging at their ears, shaking of the head, and then if you look down in the ear, you can see a lot of black wax and buildup like that. We don't recommend owners cleaning the ears very much because they'll take a Q-tip and they'll try to scrub out the inside of the ear. And a lot of times they can cause rashes or abrasions in the ear, and the ears just get really blood red. And they're not actually treating the ear mites, they're just sort of cleaning up the outside surface of the ear mites. The ear mites usually hang out deeper into the ear, and it can be a real problem. Cats get ear mites too, dogs. In fact, other animals too, such as rabbits and ferrets can get ear mites too, so it's always important to watch those. With ear mites, what we generally recommend, you need to use a long-term ear mite control product. The adult ear mites are reasonably easy to kill off with medications like the iradomite or the Trazodone. Both of those products work excellent for ear mite control, but they only work on the adult ear mites, all right? The ear mites, then, the adult ear mites, before you get to them, the adult females are laying eggs in the ear, and the eggs are extremely hard to kill. Then the eggs hatch into larvae, which go in the pupa, and then grow back into ear mites. So what's important is you have to wait until all the eggs have hatched and grown into adult ear mites in order to kill them with a medication such as iradomite. So a lot of times what we'll do is we'll treat twice a week for 3 or 4 weeks, kill off all the adult ear mites, and then continue treating at least weekly for a month or two later. And that picks up all the eggs that are hatching up and growing into the adults. People, a lot of times where we have treatment failures, is we get the adult ones killed off pretty fast. And people think, well, that's it, they're all gone. They don't see anymore. What they don't see are those eggs that are laying there and then deep down inside the ear, and they'll hatch out once every week or so, and it'll be a problem. And then they keep coming back, and it can be a real problem getting rid of ear mites. If the topicals don't work, or if your pet's really hard to medicate, we do have injections that we can give them to try to resolve ear mites. And some of our patients where we have just continual problems, we do injections and ear drops. The important thing is if you have one pet in your house with ear mites, it's pretty well assured that all the pets in your house are going to have ear mites if they come anywhere near in contact with them. So we do recommend fully working on ear mite control for every pet and animal in the household. The good news is that ear mites are not transmittable to people, so you don't have to worry about getting ear mites yourself, because that can be a real scary thing. But ear mites generally stay with dogs or cats, but like I said, they can get into exotics. So we do recommend checking your dog's ears on a regular basis. If you see them, start digging at them. If you see them, shaking their head. During the summer in this area, a lot of times people take their pets out to the lake, and you might get a little water, might get a little ear infection, and that's okay. That's different from ear mites. Just getting a little moisture in the ear. A lot of times if you'll just take a cotton ball with a little rubbing alcohol on it, sort of gently wipe the outside of the ear and then squeeze a couple drops of rubbing alcohol down into the ear, being sure to keep it away from the eye because you don't want to cause any kind of ulcer in the eye. but just squeeze a couple drops of alcohol in the ear. Let that mix with the water there and dry out the ear. The number one problem we see late summers where all these dogs have been playing in the lake, got a little bit of water in the ear and it didn't get taken out, didn't get cleaned out, and it can be a real problem, set up ear infection. But that's different from ear mites. That's an ear infection. Ear mites, we see those pretty commonly, and it can be a real, problem. Both of them are. You use your ratamite, use your trosoderm, and then you're good to go from there.